All right, so this is 5-2, part 2. This is example 1 of today's lesson. This is actually a homework problem. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but the one that's about to be on the board. X to the fourth minus 16x squared minus 720 equals 0. You don't remember how to do this one? We do 1 times negative 720, so we need factors of negative 720 that equal our b term. Our b term is negative 16. In the interest of saving time, we could say that the signs are different. The bigger one's negative into 1 and negative 720, 2 and negative 360, 3 and whatever that would be, negative 180 all the way through. But let's just, in the interest of saving time, negative 36 and 20. I will be here all day, so most times I'd rather be with you guys in some of my other classes. Hold on. It's Katie and probably Anna. Probably.
Why not?
What's cooking? Yep.
Hold on, you're being recorded.
Oh, okay.
All right, so when you guys want to watch the video later, we'll have special guests on it. Seriously, I'm lying. Bye. All right, so this factored into negative 36 and 20. So I'm going to draw my parentheses. This isn't, normally we do an x, but if I did x times x, it wouldn't give me to a 4, would it? So we're going to do x squared. X squared minus 36 and x squared plus 20. We are actually solving for where these cross the x-axis. So we're solving for the real solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. Imaginary solutions are not. We're going to take each of these and put them equal to 0. X squared minus 36 equals 0. X squared plus 20 equals 0. How do I get rid of a minus 36? All right, like that. We'll do one at a time from here on out so people don't get confused like me. The 2 is squaring. What's the opposite of squaring? So let's square root that. Okay, you are half right. What is the square root of 36? You are still half right. I like that better. Plus or minus 6. So there are 2 of our solutions. 2 of our roots, 2 of our zeros, 2 of our x-intercepts. All right, let's go to the other side. How do I get rid of a plus 20? I like that. X squared equals negative 20. The 2 is still squaring, so to get rid of it, we square root it. But we're not allowed to have a square root of a negative number. It is I. So this breaks into square root of negative 1, which is the same as I. And this breaks into square root of 20. What are numbers that go into 20? Okay. 2 and 10. What goes into 10? 2 and 5. Do I have any twins? The 2 gets out, the 5 gets out, the I is special, so it gets out. So my final answer for this is x equals plus or minus 6, comma, who got out? The 2i, right? So plus or minus 2i square root 5. That is your final answer. All right, we're a third of the way through our lesson. All right, next, example 2. You're not going to like this one because I sing. So,
Oh, yay. I like this.
you say that now. I sing. Wow, sing's a relative term. All right, so this is what we did last week. This is a perfect square, perfect square, perfect square. So I could actually rewrite this. What? Yes, perfect cubes. I'm sorry, I said squares. You are exactly correct. 2x, and if I cube it, that's my a term. That's my a term. Minus 5 cubed. So 5 would be my b term. So if we go back to our formula, it would be, let's go back and look just so I don't make stuff up. Let's see. Yes. Yes. Because otherwise we would have to write 2 cubed x cubed. Because it's really 8. So the 3 goes to both parts. All right, so if we look back into our notes, we say we have a minus b. A minus b. So 2x minus 5. A squared, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Opposite sign, this was a negative, so this becomes a positive. A times b, 5 times 2 is 10x. Always positive, b squared, 5 times 5. Alright, so now we can take the 2x minus 5 and put it equal to 0. So one answer is going to be at 5/2. Our other answer, are there factors of 100 that equal 10? What are they? Factors of 10, factors of 100 that equal 10. 1 and 100 does not. 2 and 50 does not. 4 and 25 does not. And then we do 5 and 20. 10 and 10.
Where's the 100?
A times C, 4 times 25. So this will not factor. So if it doesn't factor, what do we have to do? Huh? That's fine. What formula do we have to use? Quadratic is correct. So this is going to be my A term, this is my B term, this is my C term. So here we go. The opposite of B. So opposite of positive 10 is negative 10. Plus or minus the square root. B squared minus 4 times A times, whoops, I wrote A. I should have wrote a 4. Times C. All over 2A. Yeah. I wrote A by mistake. Yeah. What did I say? 4/8. So that A was 4. There we go. All right. So let's simplify what's under our radical. Negative 10 plus or minus the square root. 10 times 10 is 100. I personally would do 4 times 25, which is 100, times negative 4, which is negative 400, all over 8. All right, let's keep going. Negative 10 plus or minus the square root, negative 300, all over 8. So now we're going to do negative 300. First thing to come out is going to be the I. And then we have square root of 300. Is there a perfect square that goes into 300? Sort of. 103, right?
Yeah.
So I personally would break this down into 3 and 100. And then I'd break it down into 10 and 10. And what happens to the 10s? They get out. The 3 does not. So now we have negative 10 plus or minus the square root. 10i
Oh, wait.
Okay.
You said square root.
Yeah. Of 3 all over 8. Is that my final answer?
Simplify.
Simplify. What goes into 10 and 8? So 10 divided by 2 is negative 5 plus or minus 5I square root 3 all over 4. That is your final answer. That and this. This is your real answer. This is your imaginary answer. Jackson, who do you guys play in districts?
Dang it.
It depends. I think it's Sutherland, Seminole, and Homer.
Oh, so you guys got a bye? Nice. All right, one more example left.
Jesse.
Not as bad, not as long as that one. I'm turning my page over because I'm at the bottom. All right, first question is our equation equal to 0? How do I get it equal to 0? Not add, but what? No. We're not finding. This is a cubic, not a quart, not a binomial. Last Thursday to be exact, in our notes we did something when we had 4 terms. Does anyone remember how we factored when we had? By grouping. Very good. So what that means is I cover up the second 2 terms. What can I factor out of 4x cubed and 12x squared? 4 what?
4x squared.
Perfect. And that's going to leave me x plus 3. Because 4x squared times x is 4x cubed. 4x squared times 3 is 12x squared. Then we cover up those. What can I factor out of negative 9x and negative 27?
3.
Bigger. 9, thank you. You are correct. Alright, so that's going to give me x plus 3, and if you notice, we have the same thing in both parentheses. That is a good thing. So we bring down 1. It's cold out this morning, so we better give 4x squared plus 9 a home too. Otherwise they'll freeze to death. Maybe not to death, but... Shut up. I'll let it stand. Alright. Let's put this equal to 0. X plus 3 equals 0. Minus 3 minus 3. X equals negative 3. Alright, we have multiple options for solving this one. I'm going to show you both. Just pick one that works for you. Alright, 4x squared minus 9 equals 0. How do I get rid of a minus 9? How do I get rid of the 4? Alright. 8. Alright, how do I get rid of the little 2? So, but be careful, because when you square root, there's how many answers? 2. So plus or minus, when I square root this, what's the square root of 9? What's the square root of 4? There you go. Or, if you would have noticed, 4 is a perfect square, x squared is a perfect square, and 9 is a perfect square. So what we could have done, not cube root it, but difference of squares. So 4x plus 3 and 4x minus 3. Put each of those equal to 0 and solve. It's your world, Jonah. Yes.
Could you square root 4?
Like this one?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that. Now I'm lost.
Sorry.
You're fine.
4. 4 goes on the bottom.
Yeah, but that's not right. Hold on. 4x plus 3, 4x minus 3. Oh, it would have been 2x. It would have been 2x. I'm sorry. Because it's a difference of squares. So it would have been 2x. I apologize.
Square root is it?
Yeah, I should have, and I didn't. So for shame. Alright, but we still got plus or minus 3 halves. We got the same answer. So it doesn't matter which way you do it.
Why do that?
Well, because when you do difference of squares, like if I had x squared minus 9, I don't bring 9 down, do I? I bring 3. It would be x plus 3, x minus 3. I left it as all. Or let's say if it was, well, actually it is 4x minus 9. Because I have to do this, in order for this to equal this, I would have to, hold on. Jackson, I apologize, I'm all messed up. Because when we multiply this, when we FOIL this, right, it has to equal this. So if I would have left it as 4x times 4x is 16. I had a brain cramp. It happens, I'm sorry. All right, on that.